All right, I'm sitting right outside a home inspection right now. Let's talk a little bit about waived inspections. This has become a big thing with competitive offers in this market. And I have made very clear over the last several years, not only on TikTok, but also on my podcast, that I do not ever recommend that anyone waives inspections. It's a risk for the buyers, for sure. It's also can be a risk for sellers. It depends on how you write that language in the contract. If you say that you're waiving inspections, but you're still going to do an inspection for informational purposes only, the sellers realize that if you do find something during that information only inspection, you're probably still going to try and get out of the contract. As you should. Buyers should always do their due diligence, and that's why I really don't like the practice of waiving inspections, but I do understand in this market it's a necessary evil. If you have deep pockets, or you're an investor, or you're in the construction industry, waiving inspections might not be as big a deal because basically whatever comes up, you're just ready to deal with it. For something like a first-time buyer, I really don't like the practice because it really can open up a can of worms that you're not prepared for. But if you're going to do it, make sure that language is tight, because what ends up happening, and this has happened to me recently, and it's happened many times over the years, is someone says something like this: we're only going to inspect for structural and environmental issues. And then they find out that the dishwasher doesn't work. And they say, hey, we found out the dishwasher doesn't work. We're going to request the repair. And I say, well, which one was that, structural or environmental? It's clearly none of those things, but they're still asking for it. So sellers have gotten more aware of this, especially if they're hiring a good listing agent. And I say to them, hey, look, they're saying this, but they definitely may not stick to that. So just be aware of all these issues with waiving inspections as both a seller and a buyer, that there's a lot to it, and just be very aware that it's not quite the silver bullet that everyone thinks it is.